Hey guys, so the next problem statement is problem statement 50, critical cargo conundrum, optimal cargo arrangement for maximum profit. Okay, so the problem is in the rapidly growing world of logistics and transportation, your role is as a logistics manager and has become crucial in ensuring the efficient movement of goods. One of your major challenges involves maximizing profits by strategically arranging cargo items within the limit space of the cargo holds. Your ability to solve the complex problem will determine the success of your company's operations. Given an array of cargo items, each represented by the weight and the profit value, and a maximum weight capacity of the cargo hold, you need to write a C++ program to determine the optimal arrangement of the items that maximizes the total profit while adhering to the cargo's hold weight limit. So the integer will be of an integer n. The input will be of integer n, representing the number of cargo items. An array of n cargo items where each item is represented by two integers, weight and the profit. Okay. A single integer representing the maximum profit that can be obtained by arranging the cargo items optimally within the given weight capacities. Okay. All weights and profits are positive integers, and the cargo holds weight capacity is a positive integer. Items can be included in the fraction to maximize the profit, which is fractional knapsack. Okay, so this is going to be our problem, guys. Here in this case, we have to create a program where we can create like store our cargo items, and we can write a maximize profit function where we can calculate the maximum profit from that, and then we can return it to the main function. So problem seems quite okay. We can try to understand the problem by writing the code first. So let us include the vector in this case, and the algorithm where we can sort out the elements, and we can um, half of the things will be done there only when we use the vector and the algorithm preprocessor directive above. Okay, so we are in the VS Code now. I'm going to start the code by writing hash include IO stream, and then hash include, I'm going to say the vector, and then I'm going to say hash include, I am going to say the algorithm. Okay, and after that, let's go ahead into our main function and see how the program will be built. So in the main function, our program would look like this. I'm not going to using namespace std because in the last problems also I've explained this, that sometimes using namespace stds in the complex programming might give you a problem later on, because there can be different name collisions happening in the program. So I'm not going to use the namespace std. Rather than that, I'm going to use directly the std, a scope resolution operator in this case, and I'm going to call my vector here, where I'm going to store my cargo item actually, and here I'm going to name this as cargo items equals to, let's define the cargo items like this. Okay. It is gonna something like let's say we have these cargos, four cargos. Okay, the question says that input will be an integer representing the number of cargo items, and an array of the cargo items where each item is represented by two integers, the weight and the profit. Okay, so weight and the profit. All right, so this is gonna be let's say 15, or let's say uh, let's take the cargo item, and we can just take the different cargo items in this case. Let's try passing 15, 120 in this case. Let's try passing 25 and 200 in this case. Let's pass 30 and 150. I'm just putting some random values. 10 and 60. This is gonna be it. I guess this is gonna be the cargo items vector, and there will be an int capacity where it is gonna hold the capacity, let's say, of 50 in this case, and then I'm gonna define a variable max profit, and This is gonna, inside this, I'm gonna call a function called as, let's say, maximize profit. The maximize profit will be the function name where I'm gonna pass the cargo items and the capacity. All right. And we are going to define this max cargo, maximize profit function. Later on, I'm going to say cout, and here I'm going to just print the um, maximize profit, which is gained in this case, and I'm going to just print the max profit. Okay. And then std and l in this case. Later on, return 0 out of it, and this will be our main function. So now, according to the main function, let's design our um, program. So this is how our main function would look like. Right now, so many red lines, red squiggles are there, error squiggles. Let's resolve this and by writing the above code for it. Okay. So the idea will be like this, that in this vector, I'm going to store all the cargo items. The capacity will be this, and the maximum profit will be the function which is going to work for it. But before this happens, we will define a structure of this name, because our vector is using this class or a structure. Maybe let's go with the structure to make the problem much more simpler. Here I'm going to say struct. I'm going to say this as the cargo item, and this way we will define the properties of that cargo items, which is going to be int weight. It is gonna be the weight and the profit. So the idea is that the profit and the weight will be stored in this case. So these are the weights and the profits in this case. Weight and the profit, weight and the profit, and so on. Weight and the profit, like this. Okay. So this is gonna be it for our structure. Now we can define the int this function maximize profit, which is gonna return us the maximize profit, and here I'm gonna pass the std vector, a vector which is gonna consist of the cargo item as the data into it, and the ampersand of cargo items. Okay, the cargo items and the int capacity. Okay, capacity, this is gonna hold the capacity and the cargo items. So reference of the cargo items in the vector goes, and the capacity of that cargo item will have. Now what I'm planning is that in this first I will just compare the two elements, compare the two cargo items that we are gonna have. Okay, and then we are gonna put them and sort them into the vector and calculate the maximized profit out of it. To do that, I would require another function here called as bool. I'm going to say compare item, and here I'm going to pass the two um, cargo items as the constant. So I'm going to say here uh, cargo item. It is going to be like this, ampersand of a comma. The same thing I'm going to pass for the next item, but that item would be named as B in this case. And this is gonna just compare the two cargo items and return here, so that I can calculate the maximized profit from those items. Okay, so let's return the uh, return the compared items. So I can say here a dot, I can say profit, if the a dot profits uh, into the b's dot weight, I'm going to say, is greater than the opposite of it, a b dot profit and into the a dot weight, then it is going to return that, and we are going to use it here into this function. To do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first sort them out. So I'm going to say here std, I'm going to call the sort function, and I'm going to just say cargo items dot, I'm going to say begin, and then I am gonna say comma cargo items dot end in this case, and I'm gonna just compare them by using the compare items function call here. which is gonna do the job for us for comparing the two items and so returning it and then sorting it. Automatically, this will be sorted. This is gonna be use of the algorithm preprocessor that we have used. Vector is used to create the vector, and IOStream you already know for the input output operations. So now we need to calculate the total profit and the total weight and of the cargo items so that we can get to know that the what is the maximized profit out of it. So let's create two variables here called as, let's say I'm gonna do it in the next line, total profit, and let's say equals to 0, let's say. Okay, and then in I'm gonna say current weight. Okay, equals to this also to 0. Okay, for I'm gonna say, let's say const of cargo items ampersand of, I'm gonna pass the item, and here I'm gonna iterate over the cargo items. Okay, this is gonna be cargo items, and after that I'm gonna just write one condition here. If the weight, if the current weight plus the item dot weight is less than or equals to the capacity, then you do one thing, you say total profit plus equals to item dot the profit. Okay, and then the current weight is gonna be plus equals to item dot weight. Okay, so this will happen if the current weight and the item weight is less than the or equals to the capacity, or else in this case just to do one thing, and that is I'm going to calculate the remaining capacity. So I'm going to call this as a remaining capacity equals to, I'm going to say capacity, I'm going to calculate the capacity by reducing the capacity, the current weight from the capacity. So I'm going to say current weight, and then calculate the total profit plus equals to the here. Now I'm gonna do a static cast that it will cast the element into the vector efficiently and the item profit, and here inside this I will you calculate the maximum profit out of it. Okay, so in this case I'm going to use a static cast, and it will be type of integer where the item dot profit into, I'm going to say the static cast of double, in this case double, in this case will be the remaining capacity divided by the item weight in this case. So divided by the item weight in this case, item dot weight in this case. This way I will get the maximized profit out of my cargo depending upon their weights and the number. Okay, the capacity as well. Now after this we are just gonna come out by returning the return the total profit. Okay, this is gonna be the function, guys. I hope you understood what I've done here is basically I've taken the vector, the algorithm, and I've created the cargo item structure. We have compared the two items so that I can later on compare and sort those items. Then total profit, current weight I've taken equals to 0, and using that current, the total profit and the current weight, I am gonna decide using this current weight variable. I'm gonna decide the weight and calculate the total profit out of it, and then later on I'm just returning the profit. So this is gonna be the code, guys, and I'm just gonna run this code and check if the code is running. Yes, it is running. The maximized profit is 380 in this case. Okay. The maximum profit will be 380. Yes. All right. So this is gonna be the code, guys, and I hope you have understood this problem very well. This is gonna be the code, and This is gonna be the question, you guys. So that's it for this problem statement 50. I'll see you guys in the next one.